Dr. Yeager, hey, good morning, man. How are you today?
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us. Just kind of want to break down for future docs considering BēST Chiro Marketing what your experience has been. And this is pretty neat because you've only been with us for a few weeks now, but I think we're seeing results. So if it's cool with you, I'd like to just really go through some questions and give you the opportunity and share your experience.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. First of all, you want to introduce yourself and your practice, where you're at, anything you want to share about you, that would be great.
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Dr. Drew Yeager, and I practice out of Kennesaw, Georgia. I'm a sports chiropractor, so I work with a lot of orthopedic conditions that cause pain, anywhere from plantar fasciitis to rotator cuff tears, as well as adjusting the spine. So I specialize in a lot of sports medicine injuries.
Yeah. Awesome. No, that's great. And where'd you go to school?
I went to Life University for my doctorate program.
Okay. So like a lot of doctors, right? You kind of went to school here and you practice right in your backyard. So that's
right.
That's absolutely awesome. So time stamping this video, we're in the summer of 2022, and why don't we just start off like this? We started talking a couple of weeks before your campaign launched, but having a professional relationship going about a month or two back, what's your experience been with BēST Chiro Marketing so far and working with us and our team?
I really struggle to find anything bad to say about you guys and what you've done. So props to you. But honestly, the ease of giving control to you guys to help me with this marketing campaign has been pretty flawless. And I couldn't, at first I was kind of not skeptical, but just, worried as a newer doctor in practice, money's tight, all that good stuff. But my experience has been nothing but great so far. And, I was shocked to see, when we first started doing this ad campaign, just how many leads were coming in left and right and showing up the day of this starting the campaign. So I was a little hesitant at first, but, I've been nothing but just thankful for the amount of business that's been coming my way through that. So it's been very helpful.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you saying that. And, it's almost like in your case, and it's not always like this, but it's kind of like when the switch got flipped. I think it was 2 hours after we notified you your campaign's live, and we already had our first booked appointment, right? So that's really cool. And a testament to you too, being willing to, be responsive to the opportunities when new patients seek you out and being able to serve them and treat them as well. So that's awesome. Thank you for your service. So pivoting to our partnership, do you remember how we found each other?
Briefly, we did a networking event, and I believe you had sought me out and basically was, introducing yourself and just wanted to touch base and explain to me what you did. And I was very new into practice, and I kind of make the point that you either spend your time or your money in developing a practice. And so at the time I was spending my time meeting with people and everything like that. And so you and I had kind of talked about, investing back in the business and stuff like that. So just that first networking meeting, I knew you were different than most. You had a vested interest in my success, even from the first meeting, which was, you don't see that very often. You just see these guys who are coming in, trying to be sharks and steal your business and just take your money and run with it. But I, since day one, have not felt that way. So I believe that's correct, unless you have a different.
No. Yeah, that definitely jars my recollection too, right? So I think what we try to do and we try to be different about is when you and I sat down for lunch, you're like, hey, this is all great. We really try to go out of our way to educate you so you understand what you're getting into. And we really like to under-promise, over-deliver, set appropriate expectations. But because you were local, right, and we have practices and clients that we work with all over the country, we were able to sit down in person. And you said, hey, this is all great, but I just need a little bit of time, right? And from there, that was perfectly fine with us because, like you said, without being repetitive, we don't want to slam you just to earn your money and then have you losing sleep over this. Let us know when money's right. Let us know when you have your processes in order for onboarding your new patients. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. So it wasn't long. I think just a couple of weeks after that lunch meeting, you hit me up, said, hey, we're ready to roll. What do we got to do to get started? And then we were kind of off to the races. So that's fantastic. Now, you just answered some of this question, so good job, but I'm going to ask it anyways. It's typically in my hit list. I know that you know a lot of other people in the community. Everybody's a marketer, right? So there's a lot of marketing agencies. I'm sure they can promise you the world and guarantee you $1 million overnight. what really stood out to you to make you feel comfortable with choosing BēST Chiro Marketing as your first and hopefully your only marketing partner for down the road?
Absolutely. I spoke to several people that are actually clients of yours and kind of vetted, your work and your expertise. And I heard nothing but, just great things to say about you and your work. And, in this area, because we're so flooded with chiropractors, you really have to stick out. Yeah, you're exactly right. You have to stick out in one way or another. Otherwise you get, washed under or swept under the rug. Right. So, it's basically just trying to find somebody I can invest in that wants to invest back into me. And so I don't know if that kind of answers your question. So
it does. It does. No, I appreciate that. And kind of getting into the brass tacks of what everybody's interested in. So about the results, right? You've been up and running for a few weeks now. How's the practice doing?
Very well. I've almost doubled my business in, almost less than 2 weeks. Visits have almost jumped doubly in the course of 2 weeks, just as far as patient encounters go, with numbers in per week. And then,
that's great.
Yeah, it's been nothing but a jump. And honestly, I'm struggling to keep all these leads and stuff coming in my way and calling people, making sure my patients are taken care of. So it's been a good problem to have. I'll say that.
Yeah, so got to expand that practice. So that's kind of my final question, right? So just to let everybody know, obviously you're a sports guy, you're competitive yourself. I see that you play ball. With that level of competition, what are some of your growth goals for the next year, 2 years, and how do you see BēST Chiro Marketing being involved in that?
Yeah, absolutely. My goal would be to build an environment or brand almost within the office that patients come in and they feel comfortable and they feel like they're getting quality care. A lot of times I feel like I personally differ in the chiropractic realm as far as, what does the treatment look like? What does the patient encounters look like? Obviously, I take my time with patients and whatnot, but I'd love to have an integrated facility with multiple types of doctors in this area working together to try to make the best outcomes for patients. And, honestly, the really only way I see that happening is by the use of you guys, right? They say the work of one can only be done by one person, but, if you bring on more people, you can get twice as much work done with that amount of people. So, and obviously, hopefully hoping to build on this relationship and hire more services from you in order to continue and just build off this practice. So I guess my ultimate goal in the next couple of years is to have a clinic situation to where we just have this big community of people that have heard of us and can send their friends and family to and feel like they're getting quality care, as well as, getting that information out there. And like I touched on earlier, because there's so many chiropractors in this area, you get washed out if you're not, doing your due diligence and marketing and whatnot. And so that's where this has really set me apart, is I'm getting in front of people and people like that, and they see that I'm different than others. And so that has really helped me take off. Absolutely,
man. And I want to give you a shout out too. While I'm not an active patient of yours, my colleagues next door are partners that do the video production. And I'm not going to name drop it. I'll say that one of the owners of that company has used your shockwave therapy for extensive foot pain and injuries that he's tried for years to resolve. And he literally raves about you almost on a daily basis, right? So your praise is that you take the time to really, get in and solve the root cause of the problem, not just put a Band-Aid on it in hopes of keeping them coming back. So kudos to you, because it is a competitive market. So I wanted to give you your proper shout out as well. With that being said, I've got one final question for you, and here's the loaded one, but a lot of doctors are going to see this video. So for a doctor that's out there considering BēST Chiro Marketing as a marketing partner, what advice would you give them? Top to bottom, anything you would say if they're considering us against other agencies?
Yeah, absolutely. I say take the leap. I say expertise is, and you've shown your expertise to me. And I think the community around us sees that as well. And so I would say take the leap with you and know that you're getting a transparent experience, and that everything's laid out in front and you say what you're going to do and you do it, right? And I think that's been the most fulfilling thing to me is being able to talk to you weekly and sometimes even daily, keeping up with me and figuring out, where do we go next? How do we tailor to where we go? But you know, having that relationship as far as a business partner has been nothing but just wonderful. So I could not recommend your services enough to anybody, you know, thinking about joining the marketing group or just, you know, looking at other options. But I can tell you this is the best option. So
thanks, man. Thanks, Dr. Drew. We appreciate that. I'm just going to say mic drop and leave that right there, man. That was perfect. I sincerely appreciate it. We appreciate the opportunity to partner with you. Hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. And thanks so much for your time this morning.
Hey, you too, brother. Thank you so much.